Hello and welcome back to the only Kimekomi tutorial on YouTube right now. Um, Unfortunately, yesterday I recorded this whole episode and I made a head in the doll that I was giving the demo for the sandpaper on. And unfortunately, I forgot to hit record, so I had 45 minutes of me cutting the hole and no recording of it. So I'm actually going to give you the head demo on a different doll today. But, it'll be small and quick and I can record the whole thing, so it'll hopefully be worthwhile for you. All right, let's get started. This doll right here is the one that we're going to do. I think what I'm going to do with this one is put a hook in the top of it so I can use it as a Christmas ornament because she's kind of an ugly little doll otherwise. Her face is pretty cute though. There we go. Isn't she cute? Alright, so the way we usually start doing the head, and this is actually going to be a pretty easy example of this, is sometimes you can make a pattern with a piece of pattern paper. I actually prefer to just trace it straight on. So what you're going to do here is just put the head on top of the little hole where you want it to be, and just use a pen to trace around it. Wow, this hole is almost big enough. I might not have to cut much at all. There we go. So I got this nice little rough hole. Actually, that's not very centered, so I'm going to eyeball it and move it over a tad. There we go. It doesn't matter if it's slightly too big because you remember when you're putting in the fabric, you're going to be putting fabric into this hole as well. And the fabric can get kind of thick, so you want to give it a little bit of breathing room. There we go. So, very firstly, we're going to start off, can I find it, with the curve knife. And what I'm going to do with the curve knife is just go ahead and go around and punch in the whole area around so that it fits the lines. And you'll notice on a lot of heads that it's actually a little more, it's kind of tapered. It's skinnier at the top than it is in the bottom. I mean, it's skinnier at the bottom than it is at the top. We want this head to go all the way down inside the socket. So we're going to have to make the hole accommodate that. If you look at pictures of Kimekomi dolls, you'll probably notice that they don't have, the ones that are well made do not have the necks showing at all. The head goes straight down onto the shoulders and almost the entire neck is down inside the doll's body. Well, that was quick. See, this is an easy one. The other one took a long time. I'll use that one for the hand demo though. Alright, so what you could have also done here is you could have also used the awl to kind of finely pick out the edge here. And again, you want to be very careful not to break the collar. I almost inevitably break part of the collar when I'm doing this. Alright, so let's test our head again. Oops. That's probably not good. Let's test our head against this hole. So the hole's not quite big enough for the head. Let's try to make, let's show you this. The hole's not quite big enough for the head. Let's try to make it a little bit bigger than that. We want it so we can at least just set the head in the hole, and then we can start filing away at it to make the hole even. Oh, almost. Alright, looks like it's still a little tight right about there. So, and you can kind of tell by rubbing it around where it's a little tight. The hole is always a little bigger than you think it's going to be. And they almost never come pre-carved. Oh, okay, that's great. All right, so we got it so that it sort of basically fits. You don't want to actually press it down too hard because they're probably going to break the collar if you do that. So now, next step here is to make the hole evenly wide all the way down. So we're going to take just a normal file here, or if you're doing small, delicate work, which we'll use this one more for the hands. I just bought this file at Home Depot, and I actually use it to make hand holes, and it might actually come in handy with this head because it's so tiny. But I think I'm going to try starting out with the big file. And you can buy one of these at a wood carving store. I'm just going to try to make my hole even depth all the way down. If you look at it right now, you can see that below the surface, it's not quite straight down. There's some little bumps and stuff, so I'm going to try to get rid of those. And I'm going to try to make it so that the hole is not tapered, but just goes straight down. Alright, and every once in a while, you're going to want to go ahead and test your doll head to see if it fits. And when it goes straight down with no resistance, that means you win. Alright, so I can tell it's a little tight in the front. You can maybe see that a little bit. Another way you can tell is to stick your finger down and see what part of your finger gets resistance. But I could tell that it was pretty tight in the front, so I'm going to concentrate my filing there. Oh, that's such a nice hole. Let's try it now. Alright, almost. Again, remember the head has to go all the way down so the neck is not showing. So, this time I feel that there's a little resistance in the back, so we're going to file back there. Keep in mind here, give yourself enough leeway so that you can pose the head in whatever direction you want to pose it. So make sure that it isn't cut so that you can only put in the head at one angle. Again, more trouble at there's a little bit of tightness at the very bottom of the back. I can feel it. So what I'm going to do is use my little awl here to start chipping off the very bottom of the back of her collar on the inside. Again, be very careful here that you don't poke all the way through. Just be gentle. And then when you've poked some out, you can go in and sand it. And that gets all the residue and the bits of wood that you didn't miss out. That actually looks about right. Alright, so we have the doll head. It sits straight down in there. You got the chin goes all the way down to the shoulders, so that's perfect. We can rotate her head. It's nice and loose, and it's not too loose. It's not about to fall off. I can hang it upside down, but it's not so tight that I can't rotate the head. And make sure that you can do this without breaking stuff. Again, if you encounter any resistance, don't force it at all. So anyway, that looks ready to go there. So that head is cut. We're just going to take the head out and we're going to put it aside because we don't put it in till the very end. I'm going to wrap it back up nicely here. Just put it back in its tissue. Use another piece of tissue to kind of tie a knot around it. Alright, well that concludes the head hole lesson. Next up is the hand hole lesson. which is much the same, but sometimes you have to actually, you don't have the little hole already there to guide you when you do the hand holes, so I'll give you a tutorial on that as well. Thank you.